Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock, the lesson is about to get started. In case you're new with this, there's a few things I'd like to show you to help you throughout the lesson. These lessons are always guided and shaped by your questions, and if you're live with us today, there's a couple different ways you can do that. One is in the public live chat, and the other is the Ask Jamin a Question button, where you can ask me a question privately, and I won't share your identity in case you're afraid that your question is stupid. But it's not. If you're in the archives, though, then just open up the survey. At the end of that, there's a place where you can ask your question. I will say I frequently get questions from students in the archives watching a lesson from 6 months ago, and I have no idea what they're talking about. So please try to be as specific as possible. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The PDF will often have additional video links inside, so you can get more in-depth instruction on each of the topics. And if you're the kind of person who likes to print out the PDF so you can make the same notes on your physical version as I'm making during the lesson, now would be the time to do that. The MP3 is just a play-along track so you can practice more after the lesson. In traditional lessons, a teacher is going to actually present some new concept for maybe 5 or 10 minutes every couple weeks. The rest of the time is going to be spent applying and refining those concepts. Well, here I'm spouting off hours of new information every week, so it's totally unreasonable to expect you to actually absorb all of that. Instead, the goal of these live lessons is for you to find some little nugget of something that makes sense, but is a bit of a challenge, and for you to go practice it, because practice is where all the improvement's going to happen. So don't feel bad if you have to leave the live lesson when you find that little thing that you're going to practice. And of course, if I'm going too fast, you can always rewind the live lessons or replay in the archives as much as you want. If these live lessons start feeling random or meandering, it's because they are, on purpose. So if you're the kind of person who wants classical training with a step-by-step method, then you're going to want to check out Kloppel Academy on the website. It's included in your live lesson subscription, so you can do both or either. And the upper levels are seriously hard work, but it's going to take you all the way from ground zero all the way up to being ready to enter any major music college as a piano major in classical or jazz. And finally, it's most people's favorite. This is application, where we take the past concepts from other live lessons and we see how they apply to an actual, real song that already exists. And since there's like 1,000 different ways to play any song, you're just going to work on the version that is appropriate for your level. So that might just mean playing one note at a time for right now. Or maybe you're working on chords or covering the full song. Or maybe you're just seeing how the song breaks down so you can better write and transcribe your own songs in the future. But whatever your level is, the goal is not this song. So even if you don't play the whole entire song, you'll get better by even attempting a little bit of it, and attempt it we shall. Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and this is the incomparable Kendra.
Guess what, Jamin? One of my songs on Spotify hit 100,000 streams.
On
And
Spotify.
on
I thought you were talking
Spotify.
about YouTube. That's even cooler. Wow. All right.
Thanks. I'm excited.
Fantastic.
I never thought that I would get.
Which song is it, and how do they get to you?
It's called Dirty Hands Gone Mad, and
Yes.
you can find me all over the place at Kendra Dante's.
And can you say the other thing, or is that not allowed?
Not yet,
Okay.
but soon.
All right, cool.
Yes.
There's another really
Exciting
cool,
stuff.
Yes, announcement
Yeah.
coming up. All right, so let me show you all the notes for this. It's actually pretty straightforward, and there's a lot of repeating in it, so this won't be too bad. If you've never done one of these before, then just pay attention to the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes or so, and you should have all the notes that you need for the rest of the song. We're going to start this thing on a G flat. So in order to find a G flat, we're going to find a G first. So we're going to take any group of 3 black notes like that. We're going to take the middle note in a group of 3 black notes. So just don't be on a group of 2. As long as you pick a group of 3, you should be fine. Any group of 3, take the middle note and drag it down slightly. You'll land on a G. So we're there at a G. Now we can find sharps and flats. A G sharp would be the note that's slightly higher than G. So it'd be this note right here, the one we started on just a second ago. But back to the G, if we had a G flat, then it'd be the note that's slightly to the left, this one right here. So both of these are related to the G note. So knowing where a G is tells you where a G sharp is and where a G flat is. This symbol right here is the flat symbol. It's like a half of a heart on a string or something. So that's going to be a G flat. We're going to play that one right there. And I would highly recommend you say the words out loud, smooth. And then we're going to go down one note. We would land on an F and say like. And then right there, that's going to be the E flat, because this would be an E right here, so that's an E, and you're going to say but. And then for you're going to play a C right there. Those are pretty much the 4 notes that you need for the majority of this song. And then if you wanted to, you could also add in this A flat. So these notes right here, if you can find those notes and play them in order and say the words smooth like but or like, then you're set for almost the entire verse. So smooth like butter, like and of course don't hold them down because that sounds terrible. So you play them one at a time. And that's criminal undercover. And then you just got to pay attention to like either pay attention to the words and say the words out loud so you know how many times you're supposed to repeat each note, or just play it wrong and kind of approximate the notes. So if you play it like I didn't repeat any notes there, and it still sounded like the song because like I kind of switched at the right time. As long as you're switching notes at the right time, it doesn't matter if you play one of them or 2 of them or 3 of them or however many they're supposed to be. Also, I want to point out that it's kind of deceptive when you're reading sheet music. These swoopy lines right here are called ties, because they tie 2 notes together. So it looks like you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 G flats there. You don't. You've got 3 because 2 of them are tied together. So, and the reason for that, it's annoying and you don't really care what the reasons are behind it. But just trust me, anytime you see a swoopy line like that is tying those 2, this is tying those 2, you just got to watch out for that and not play it the number of times it looks like it, but pay attention to those ties. So criminal undercover, going pop like trouble, breaking in. This one right here is a D flat, to your heart like that. So pretty much all of that was all of those right there. They did throw in a D flat right there, at the end, into your heart like. I'd recommend you just start with that, especially if you've not done any of these songs with us before. Just try to get those notes down. That's a lot. That's a whole lot, and it's really, really fast. And you got to pay attention to all the rhythms and stuff. So there's a whole lot going on right there. Don't feel bad if that's your entire assignment. It's just the first line or 2. Trying to get those notes down and play them with those fingers, probably, or I don't know. I don't like playing with one finger just because I gotta aim at so many notes. And if I cheat and just give myself like one finger per note, then it's harder to play some of the fingers, but at least that way I don't have to aim around with my fingers and stuff like that. So that might be your assignment right there. We're going to move on to this next section, though, because it's the same exact thing. Cool shade stunner. Yeah. Oh, all to my mother. Hot like summer. Yeah. Making you sweat like that. That's all the same notes. Now, they just say break it down. I gave you a couple notes here, the A flats, but you wouldn't have to play any of those if you didn't want to, because there's not actually any notes there. They're just saying the words. They're not actually playing notes. So this next section is all yellow. That's great. It's all the same note. E flat, you've already played this note before, so we're going to play a whole lot of those and say the words out loud. Oh, when I look in the mirror, I melt your heart in two. Cool. So yeah, it's all just E flat. We got to play it a whole bunch of times in a row. If you need to use two hands like that to get all those notes out, or just cheat and not play all of them. And then the word two goes up to an A flat. So you already played an A flat down here. This A flat is supposed to go up, because if you drew a line from the E flat to the A flat, it would be going up. So we want to go up. Up is this direction. So we'd go up to that A flat instead. So we'd play, oh, when I look in the mirror, I melt your heart into two. And then a bunch more E flats. I got that superstar glow, so oh is gonna be E flat, F, A flat, B flat, E flat, if you want to play all that. And then do the boogie like, that's the same thing right there. They just say the words, they don't actually play any notes, sing any notes. So you could skip all of those if you wanted to. Those aren't actually in the song. And so far we've played the same 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes at the beginning. That thing is the entire verse, and then the like pre-chorus part is pretty much just a bunch of E flats, and then that thing right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes right there. And then we're into the chorus. And the chorus is just as repetitive as the verses. So we're going to have to walk straight down here. C, B flat, A flat. Then we're going to play a G right there. It should not say G sharp. We'll fix that in the archives. G, F, E flat, and then C. Those notes right there. And if we just repeat those, that's pretty much the entire chorus too. So it's really repetitive. You just got to remember what chunks of notes go with what section of the song. So that's side step, put it left foot to my beat. And then this little interlude thing here, if you wanted to play those, you could E flat, A flat. Like, it's just like one of the background noises, but it was predominant enough that we went ahead and threw it in there. And then same thing again. Bum, bum. Right there. And then baby, if you wanted to, at the end, you could play B flat and C. So high like the moon, rock with me, baby. And then same thing again. So it's still C, B flat, A. Those know that I got that heat. Let me show you, 'cause talk is cheap. Sidestep, right, left to my beat. And that's the same thing we did a second ago. All of that. And then the 5 most important notes of the song. Perhaps that is the entire song right there. That's the whole thing. E flat F, A flat B, C. So those are gonna be, well, this thing, like, that's like the most iconic, like that's how you know it's this song. So we'll get into the chords later, but those notes right there, and then that's like the most important part of the chorus. So I think that's all the notes. Let me review the chunks again, and then you can play this along with the track. Smooth like butter. Those ones right there are pretty much the entire verse part. You just gotta say the words as you go. And then they have that one little phrase, where is it? Oh, those notes. And then the entire pre-chorus is E flat, with the exception of, right there. That's the end of the chorus if you want to do all the O's. And then side step right there. Until you get to the very end of the chorus, and it's Now you know all of the notes. Getting them at the right time along with the track, that takes some work, but I think that's all of the beginner section of the song. So practice those up with the track that you have, and then we're ready to throw in the chords. Fortunately, there's just one chord for the entire verse, and the next section only has 3 chords, so this is a great one to start out with chords for, but let's go to the intermediate version right now. So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out, and if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.